The phone rang just as I was settling into my old rocking chair, the one with the cracked cushion that creaked like it remembered every secret I had whispered to it over the years. My name is Nana May. I'm 74, and I had thought my life had finally slowed down enough to breathe. But the ringing phone shattered that illusion. I picked up. Hello. My voice trembled slightly. H has a way of making your voice softer, almost fragile. Mom, it's me. My daughter-in-law's voice. Cold. Sharp. Like ice scraping glass. Rita, I said, trying to sound casual, though my heart had jumped into my throat. Yes, we have a problem. Her words were clipped, deliberate. What kind of problem? I asked cautiously. My mind was already racing. You need to come. Now. That's all she said before hanging up. I sank into the chair, staring at the ceiling. My hands were shaking. I didn't know why. Something about the tone, the weight behind it, told me it wasn't just a casual request. It was a summons, and I should have known better. I had raised my son, Ajay, practically on my own. Widowed at 52, I devoted my life to him. School projects, birthdays, sleepless nights, heartbreaks. I watched him grow from a stubborn boy into a man who now owned a house I hadn't even helped him pick. And yet here I was, summoned by the woman he had married, Rita, who, frankly, had never liked me. I stared at the framed photo on the wall. Ajay and Rita on their wedding day. He was smiling, radiant. She had that polite smile that never quite reached her eyes. My heart sank. Something bad was happening. I just knew it. By the time I arrived at their house, my hands were clammy and my chest was tight. The familiar street felt unfamiliar, almost threatening. I parked outside and saw Ajay in the driveway, speaking in low tones with a man I didn't recognize. My steps faltered. Rita opened the door before I could knock. She didn't smile. Not once. Why are you here? Her tone was sharp, slicing through the cold air like a knife. The phone call. I began, but she cut me off. Don't act innocent. You know why? I shook my head, trying to hide the tremor in my voice. Rita, I swear I don't. Save it, she snapped. We don't have space for you here. This house is full. Full of people who actually contribute, unlike some. Her gaze pierced me. Venomous. I froze. The word leech hung in the air before she even said it, unspoken but loud. Ajay stepped in then, placing a gentle hand on her shoulder. Rita, please. Let's not. Don't you dare, she hissed. I will not have this old leech taking space in my house. I staggered back. Leech. My own daughter-in-law called me a leech. I tried to speak, but my voice failed me. I could feel the tears welling up, uninvited. Ajay looked at me, torn. Mom, sit down. Let's talk inside. I followed him silently, my mind racing. Every step felt heavy, as though the floor itself was trying to push me out. Inside, the house was spotless, immaculate, but it felt cold, sterile, unwelcoming. The kind of cold that doesn't come from air conditioning. It comes from people. Rita didn't move. She just stood there, arms crossed, eyes blazing. I didn't know you were coming today, Ajay said gently, glancing at her. Well, now you know, she said, voice dripping with disdain. I sat in the corner of the living room. My hands clutched my shawl tightly. My heart was pounding, but I refused to cry in front of them. Not yet. Not in this house that had never really been mine. Rita finally spoke again. Mom, I don't know why you insist on involving yourself. This is our home, our lives, and frankly, we don't need you meddling. We're fine without you. Her words stung, sharper than any whip. I swallowed hard, holding back tears. Rita, I just wanted to see Ajay, I said softly, my voice trembling despite my effort. I didn't mean to. See him? She interrupted, voice rising. You see him enough. You come here uninvited at all hours, expecting what? Hospitality? Gratitude? We don't owe you anything, and neither does he. I felt my knees weaken. I had never been spoken to like this. Not by anyone. Not my own family. Ajay put a hand on her shoulder again. Please, can we? No, she shouted. I will not have her here. Not today. Not ever. The silence that followed was suffocating. I could hear my own heartbeat, loud and frantic. Then, quietly, I spoke. Ajay, is this true? Do you want me gone? His eyes softened and he shook his head slowly. Mom, I want you here. Always. But, Rita, she rolled her eyes. Don't act like you're torn. You have a choice. And it's simple. I wanted to scream. To tell her she had no right. To tell my son that she was cruel. But instead, I sat there silent. Then, the phone in my pocket buzzed. I looked down. A message from an unknown number. Don't trust her. Not today. My hand shook as I read the message. Who could it be? Before I could think, Rita snapped her fingers. Are you going to sit there like a ghost all day? Or are you leaving? The words hit me like a punch to the stomach. Ghost. Leech. Unwanted. I felt something stir inside me. Not fear. Not sadness. Something else. Determination. I stood slowly, my back straightening. I'm not leaving, I said, voice low but firm. I raised your husband. I am his mother. And I will not be treated like a stranger in my own family's home. Rita's face twisted in fury. How dare you? Ajay stepped between us. Enough. His voice thundered. Enough. Both of you. Mom, sit. Rita, calm down. Please. I sank into the chair again, but my hands were clenched tightly. My mind was racing. Something was happening here. Something bigger than me. Bigger than this confrontation. Then I saw it. A small envelope slipped under the door. White. Unmarked. My name on it, in neat handwriting I didn't recognize. I bent down and picked it up. My heart pounded. Slowly I opened it. Inside, a single photograph and a note. The photo was of Ajay as a boy, but not with me. With a woman I had never seen before. A woman smiling, holding him tenderly. The note read, She knows. She always knew. And now she's coming back. I gasped, dropping the envelope. My hands flew to my mouth. Rita saw the look on my face and froze. What is it? Ajay glanced at the envelope, his expression unreadable. Mom, what did you? I don't know, I whispered. I don't know who sent this. Rita's eyes narrowed. This changes nothing. But I could see the fear flicker in her eyes. The perfect mask cracked, just for a second. I didn't know what I was looking at. Or why. But I knew one thing. My life had just shifted. The world I thought I knew was gone. And whatever secrets that photo held, I was about to discover them. As I left that house that night, the cold wind biting my face, I whispered to myself, trembling, This isn't over. Not by a long shot. And I'm going to find out the truth, even if it destroys us all. I had no idea just how much it would. Cliffhanger. Who sent the mysterious photograph? What secret from AJ's childhood had been unearthed? And why was Rita so terrified? The answers would change everything, and I had a sinking feeling this was only the beginning. The sun was barely up, but the house was already alive with activity. I had barely slept. My mind replayed the photograph, the note, Rita's venom, and AJ's unreadable face. I could feel the weight of the past pressing down on me. Something I didn't know, something I had never been told was hidden in that photograph. I tried to focus, but my thoughts kept returning to one question. Who was that woman with my son? It was wedding day. Not AJ's, my granddaughter's wedding. Mira, my sweet little Mira, was marrying today. A day that should have been filled with joy. Instead, dread hung over me like a storm cloud. I arrived early at the venue, the grand hall buzzing with flowers, silk drapes, and the soft chatter of guests. Bridesmaids ran around, adjusting gowns. The scent of jasmine filled the air. And yet, I couldn't breathe. Rita was there as expected. Her sharp eyes caught mine the moment I walked in. She gave me a cold, fleeting nod, barely a greeting. I took a seat in the corner, hoping to stay unnoticed. But fate and family had other plans. Suddenly, a murmur rippled through the room. Someone whispered, Is that her? I looked up. My granddaughter's father, my son Ajay, stood frozen at the doorway, staring at something behind me. I turned slowly, and there she was, the woman from the photograph. She was tall, elegant, and her smile was calm, almost smug. Her eyes met mine, and I felt a chill crawl down my spine. I hadn't been expecting this. Rita gasped. No, it can't be. Her hand flew to her mouth. I froze. My heart pounded. So hard I thought it might escape my chest. The woman stepped forward, her voice smooth. Nana May. I didn't move. My mind blank. Just that one name. Spoken like a blade. You're here. I whispered, barely audible. I've always been here, she said, her eyes glinting. You just didn't know. The hall fell silent. The guests looked confused. Some whispered. Some craned their necks. Rita's face was pale. Who is she? She demanded, voice trembling. I could barely speak. I wanted to step forward, ask, scream, demand answers. But fear and shock rooted me to the spot. Ajay stepped toward me, his expression torn. Mom, wait. No, Ajay, I said, my voice stronger than I felt. Not now. I need to understand first. The woman smiled faintly, but it didn't reach her eyes. You left him, she said softly. You didn't want him. You gave him away. I recoiled. My chest tightened. What are you talking about? You know exactly what I mean, she said. Ajay, your little boy. The one I held, loved, protected while you were busy with your own life. I could feel my knees weaken. My hands gripped the armrest of the chair. Rita whispered, horrified. Mom, is this true? I shook my head. I don't know. The woman laughed softly, a sound that cut through the room like glass. You don't know. How convenient. So easy for you to pretend it never happened. But I remember. Every day. Every night. I raised him when you wouldn't. I kept him safe. And now, I've come to see what you've done. My vision blurred. I sat there, heart hammering, every muscle in my body frozen. Ajay stepped forward, placing a hand on my shoulder. Mom, calm down. Please. No, Ajay, I shouted. Tell me, who is she? What is this? The woman's gaze pierced me. I am the reason your son, your only son, survived. Do you understand that, Nana May? I am the reason he's alive. I blinked rapidly, trying to comprehend. Alive? Survived? Rita's voice trembled. Mom, I think she's saying that she was with Ajay when he was a baby. Yes, the woman said. You abandoned him. He came to me, and I made sure he lived. Every day, I watched over him while you lived your life comfortably. And now, after all these years, you show up expecting what? I felt as if the floor had been pulled from beneath me. Every memory, every moment I thought I had, seemed fragile. A lie. Tears burned my eyes. I looked at Ajay. His face was pale, lips pressed into a thin line. Mom, he whispered. She's telling the truth. I never knew. I thought. I don't. Rita's eyes narrowed. This is impossible. My husband, my life. How could you have kept this secret? The woman smiled faintly. Secrets aren't kept without reason. You wouldn't understand, Rita. Some truths are too painful. Some truths are hidden to survive. I clenched my fists. My mind raced. I thought I had known everything. I had given my son everything. And now everything I believed was shattered. The wedding music started playing in the background. The ceremony was about to begin. Guests were shuffling toward their seats. But I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. And then, as if the universe wanted to mock me, Mira, my granddaughter, appeared at the entrance, radiant in white. She smiled at everyone, but her eyes caught mine. She sensed the tension, the unease. Nana, she whispered, approaching me. I shook my head, trying to collect myself. Not now, darling. Later. I promise. But it wasn't just Mira's wedding that would be remembered today. Not even close. The woman stepped closer to me, her voice almost a whisper. You have a choice today, Nana May. You can continue pretending, or you can face what you left behind. Before I could answer, Rita's scream cut through the hall. No, you can't. I won't let you. The hall froze. Guests turned toward the sound. The tension was electric, thick enough to taste. Ajay grabbed Rita's arm. Stop, he yelled. But the damage was done. The woman looked at me, calm. She fears you. She fears what the truth will do to her perfect world. I felt something awaken in me, a fire I hadn't felt in decades. Anger, fear, determination, and love, all tangled together. I took a deep breath. I had no idea what I was about to do, but I knew one thing. I wouldn't let another day pass in lies. Not today. Not ever. And then the woman leaned closer, her eyes gleaming. You think this is about her? It's not. It's about him. And he deserves to know. I felt my knees buckle. My hands clutched my chest. My vision blurred. My mind raced 1,000 miles an hour. And then a sound. A small, familiar voice calling my name. Grandma. I turned. Mira's little brother, my grandson, was standing at the edge of the crowd. In his hand, a small box. I froze. The box was addressed to me. And on top the note, it read, "The truth isn't just for her. It's for everyone. Open it before it's too late." I gasped, the words burning into my mind. Rita's face turned pale. "Mom, you can't." I ignored her. I picked up the box, hands shaking. Inside, I found something that made my blood run cold. Something that would change everything. Something that would destroy the fragile illusion of family I had clung to for so long. And as I stared at it, frozen, heart hammering, I realized this wedding, this day would not be remembered for love, not for joy. It would be remembered for secrets, and for the revelations that would tear our family apart. The hall felt suffocating. Guests whispered, shifting uneasily. The wedding music faded into the background, replaced by an invisible tension that made the air thick and hard to breathe. I held the small box tightly in my hands. My fingers shook. My heart raced. "What is it, Mom?" Ajay asked, his voice low, almost pleading. I didn't answer. Not yet. My eyes met the woman's across the room. She didn't move. She only watched, calm, almost omniscient. Rita stepped closer, voice trembling. "Mom, you can't do this here. Now. Not today." I looked at her. Really looked. For the first time in years. Her perfect composure. Her carefully built life, it was cracking. Small cracks in porcelain, threatening to shatter everything. "You've kept me from him," I whispered. "From Ajay, from Mira, from all of them. You think this house, this life, can erase the past." Rita paled. "You don't understand." "I understand perfectly," I said, my voice gaining strength. "You've been scared. Scared of the truth. Scared I'd find out what you've done. But the truth, it doesn't care about fear." Ajay stepped closer, his hands shaking. "Mom, please, whatever is in that box, maybe we should wait. Talk privately. Later." I shook my head. "No, not later. Not after all these years of hiding. Everyone deserves to know. Now." Guests shifted uncomfortably. Some whispered, some stared, unsure if they should leave or stay. The woman from the photograph stepped forward, her presence magnetic. "Do it," she said softly. "Open it. Don't be afraid." I took a deep breath. Slowly. My hands trembled. Then I lifted the lid of the box. Inside, photographs. Old, faded, yellowed at the edges. Some were of Ajay as a baby, and some were of me, but not in the way I remembered. I gasped. "No, this can't be." Ajay leaned closer. "Mom, what is it?" I held up the photograph. My hand shook violently. It was Ajay as a baby, cradled in the arms of a woman I hadn't met before. Yes, the same woman from the wedding hall. But next to her, a man I recognized instantly. It was my late husband? No, not the man I had married. Someone else. My heart pounded so fast I thought it would burst. What does this mean?" Ajay asked, confusion and fear in his voice. I didn't answer immediately. I couldn't. My mind spun. Years of memories, forgotten stories, hidden whispers, everything came rushing back. This isn't what I thought," I said, voice barely above a whisper. I need to remember. I need to think." The woman from the photograph stepped closer. "Time isn't your ally anymore, Nana May. They need to know. They need the truth." Rita gasped. You're lying. This is impossible." I shook my head. "No, Rita. This is real. And it's been hidden for decades." A hush fell over the room. Even the wedding planners stopped moving. I pulled out another photograph. This one showed a small boy, Ajay again, sitting in a nursery. But next to him, not me. Someone else feeding him, comforting him, protecting him. Tears streamed down my face. I couldn't stop them. Years of regret, guilt, and grief crashed into me all at once. Mom, why didn't you tell me? Ajay whispered, voice breaking. I didn't know how, I said, my hands trembling. I thought it was safer to pretend, to believe he was happy. But he was never safe. Not without her. Rita shook her head violently. You can't rewrite history. You can't bring this up now. I looked at her. My voice was calm, sharp, cutting. Watch me. Guests murmured. Some gasped. Some whispered behind their hands. The tension was unbearable. Then a soft voice. Mira, my granddaughter. Grandma, what is happening? I turned to her, tears in my eyes. Mira, your life, your family, there are things you need to know. Secrets that have been hidden for too long. She looked confused, afraid, but she nodded. The woman from the photograph stepped forward. Mira, it's not your fault, but you deserve the truth. Everyone does. Rita's hands trembled. She backed away. No, I won't let you. Ajay grabbed her arm. Rita, stop. Just stop. Please. The silence in the hall was deafening. The guests were frozen, waiting. I took another photograph from the box. My hand shook violently. It was me, younger, standing outside a small hospital room, watching someone taking my baby. My son. I remembered that day. The day I had tried to leave. The day I had thought I was saving him. But I had been too late. The woman from the photograph smiled faintly. You left him, and I found him. I raised him, loved him, protected him, while you lived in your little bubble of regret. I couldn't speak. My mouth was dry. My heart ached. Ajay stepped forward, placing his hand over mine. Mom, I had no idea. None of us knew. Rita whispered, almost to herself. How could you hide this? I looked at her. Because the truth would have destroyed everything. But now there's no hiding. Not anymore. Mira stepped closer, eyes wide. Grandma, who is she? I looked at the woman. Her eyes were calm, yet filled with a lifetime of sorrow and secrets. She's the reason your father survived, I said quietly. The reason he's here. The reason our family exists. A gasp rippled through the hall. Guests whispered. Some looked shocked, some confused, some horrified. Rita's face was white. She turned to Ajay. You knew. I didn't, Ajay said, shaking his head. I swear I didn't. Mom, I pulled another photograph from the box. This one showed a document. Legal papers. Adoption papers. My son legally placed with another woman. Another family. I felt my knees weaken. My life flashed before my eyes. All those years, all the memories I had built were built on a lie. Tears streamed down my face. I thought I was protecting him. I thought I was safe. But I was wrong. So wrong. The woman stepped closer. And now it's time. Time to face it. Time for the family to know. Everything. The truth. The lies, the betrayals. Rita's face twisted in fury. No, I won't let you ruin this. Not this day. Not my perfect life. I looked at her, voice trembling but fierce. This day will be remembered. Not for weddings, not for celebration, but for the truth, and for the secrets that finally come to light. Ajay stepped forward, voice trembling. Mom, what will we do? I looked at the woman, then at my family. We face it. All of it. Together. Or not at all. And then the door burst open. A man entered, tall, dark, commanding attention. Everyone froze. He held something in his hand. Something that would change everything again. His voice echoed in the hall. Stop everything. This family is not what you think. I felt my heart drop. My breath caught. The wedding, the secrets, the lies, it was only beginning. The hall was electric with tension. Every whisper, every gasp, felt like a blade cutting through the air. The wedding music had stopped. Guests stared, frozen in a mix of curiosity and fear. I gripped the photographs in my hands, my knuckles white. My legs trembled beneath me. And then he appeared. The man who had just entered. The one who commanded attention the moment he stepped through the door. held a small, leather-bound folder in his hand. His gaze swept across the room, calm, precise, almost predatory. "Everyone listen carefully," he said, voice low but firm. "What you think you know, none of it is true." Rita gasped, stepping back. Her hand flew to her mouth. "No, this can't." AJ's face went pale. Who are you?" The man's eyes locked on me. "I'm someone who's been watching, protecting, waiting, and now it's time you see everything." I felt my chest tighten. My heartbeat thundered in my ears. "Everything," I whispered. "Yes, everything," he said. Then he opened the folder. Papers, photographs, and documents spilled out like secrets escaping a tomb. I knelt to pick them up, my hands shaking. My breath came in short, sharp bursts. The first photograph made me freeze. My son, Ajay but older, standing with Rita, holding hands, smiling. But behind him, the woman from the earlier photograph, watching, smiling, almost triumphant. I gasped. "No, it can't be not." The man interrupted. "It's true. She's been in his life longer than you ever realized. And you didn't see it. You were too busy thinking the past was enough." Rita's face twisted in rage. "Mom, this is insane. You're making this up. These are lies." I looked at her, voice trembling with fury. "Rita, this isn't made up. I can feel it in my bones. All these years, you've been hiding something. And now it's coming out." AJ's hand shook. "Mom, wait. I don't understand. What is happening?" I swallowed hard. I didn't understand either. But the man was showing me pieces of a puzzle I hadn't known existed. He laid out the next photograph. This one made my blood run cold. It was of me years ago, standing outside a hospital room. But inside, Ajay as a newborn, a nurse handing him over, not to me, to the woman who had just appeared at the wedding. I felt my knees buckle. My hands clutched the table for support. No, this can't be," I whispered, voice breaking. "She saved him," the man said quietly. "Because you were too late. You thought he was safe, but you weren't. And she made sure he survived." Rita's voice rose, frantic. "Mom, you can't ruin everything now. Not here." I looked at her. My voice, though shaky, carried a newfound strength. "I'm not ruining anything, Rita. I'm uncovering the truth. And it's too late to hide it now." The man placed a hand on the folder. "There's more. She's not the only one hiding secrets. Your family, all of you, have skeletons in the closet." Guests whispered nervously. Some turned to leave, but the tension held them in place. Ajay stepped forward, voice low but firm. "Mommy, I need to know. Tell me everything. No more lies." I nodded, tears streaming down my face. "Yes, it's time." I opened my mouth, ready to speak. But then the woman from the photograph stepped forward. Her eyes locked on mine. "You think you understand betrayal," she said softly, almost mockingly. "You have no idea." I swallowed hard, my chest tight. "Then tell me. I want to know." She smiled faintly. "He's not just your son, he's mine too. In ways you never imagined." I felt my stomach twist. What do you mean?" "Years ago," she said, voice calm but heavy, "you weren't the only one who left him. You weren't the only one hiding. I raised him, protected him, and watched while you pretended. And now the betrayal comes full circle." Rita's hand shook. "No, I won't let you." "Shut up," Ajay yelled, his voice cutting through the room. "Enough, both of you." Mom explained. "Please, now." I nodded, though my mind was spinning. "It's true. She raised you when I couldn't. And I thought I was doing the right thing. But the truth is more complicated than we realized." The woman stepped closer. "Complicated? You abandoned him. You left him to survive without you. And now you're here, pretending you can fix it?" I felt my hands shake violently. I didn't know. I thought he was safe. Ajay grabbed my hands, tears in his eyes. "Mom, stop. Stop blaming yourself. Tell me everything. Just tell me." I nodded, trembling. I took a deep breath. Years ago, after my husband died, I thought I could protect Ajay. But I failed. The hospital, the papers, someone took him. And I didn't know until years later. By then, he was gone. And she raised him, loved him, protected him. And I was blind. Rita's face twisted in disbelief. This is insane. How could this happen? How could you let this? Because I didn't know. I shouted. My voice shook. I didn't know. And now it's all out. All of it. The woman stepped closer. And now you know the truth. The betrayal isn't just mine, it's yours too. All of us hiding, protecting, lying. And now it comes to light. The hall was silent. Guests stared, wide-eyed, unsure what to say. The wedding had become a stage for revelation and horror. Then a sudden noise. A gasp. Rita screamed. No, you can't. This ends now. AJ's hand shook. Mom, what will we do? I looked at the woman, then at my family. We face it. All of it. Together. Or not at all. And just as the words left my mouth, the man at the door stepped forward again, holding another folder. This, he said, voice low, is only the beginning. Because what you've seen, it's not everything. There are secrets deeper than you can imagine. Secrets that will change everything you think you know about your family forever. I felt a cold chill run down my spine. The wedding, the photographs, the lies. It was only the surface. And I had a feeling the real betrayal was yet to come. The hall was electric. Guests froze, staring at us like a family on display in a live drama. Every whisper, every gasp felt like a blade slicing the air. The wedding, meant to be a celebration, had turned into a battlefield. I stood in the center, my hands trembling but my spine straight. The photographs, the folders, the truths, they were all out. No hiding, no pretending. Rita's face was twisted with fury. You can't do this. Not here. Not now. This is my family, my home, my wedding. I shook my head, tears stinging my eyes. No, Rita. This is all of our lives. And hiding the truth, pretending nothing happened, that's not a life. That's a lie. Ajay stood beside me, his face pale, eyes wide with shock. Mom, I don't know where to start. I feel betrayed. But I feel grateful too. Confused. The woman from the photograph stepped forward, calm, but her presence was electric. Confused, she said. You should be. The lies run deep. The betrayal's deeper than you think. And now it's time to face them. Rita's voice rose, sharp and frantic. I will not let this destroy us. I won't. You're insane, Mom. You. Enough. I shouted, louder than I had in decades. The room fell silent, shocked by my sudden force. No more hiding. No more screaming. We face this. Now. All of us. Guests shuffled uncomfortably, unsure if they should intervene or stay. The tension was thick, almost suffocating. Ajay took a deep breath. Mom, Rita, the woman, we need to talk. Here. Now. We can't ignore this any longer. Rita's eyes blazed. Talk? Talk? You think talking will erase the years of lies? The manipulations? The secrets? I felt a wave of anger rise inside me. You've had years to manipulate, Rita. You've had years to hide what you wanted from me, from Ajay, from everyone. And now it's unraveling. And I will not step aside. The woman from the photograph added, voice low and sharp, the truth is cruel. But it's the only thing that can heal this family. All of it. Every lie. Every betrayal, every hidden secret. Tonight it comes out. Rita's face went pale. She glared at me. You don't understand. This family, this life, it's mine. You think you can take it? You're too late. I laughed, a sound hollow, bitter, and tired. Too late? No, Rita. You're too late. Because the truth doesn't wait. It doesn't care about timing, weddings, or your perfect little world. It's here. And it's going to stay. Ajay stepped forward, shaking. Mom, we need to sort this out. All of it. We can't pretend anymore. The betrayal, the secrets, it's been poisoning us for years. Rita took a step back, almost trembling. You're all insane. You think you can just open these old wounds? Destroy everything? I'm not destroying, I said quietly, but each word cut like a knife. I'm exposing. For once, for everyone. The lies, the betrayals, they can't survive in the light anymore. Guests murmured nervously. Some stared, wide-eyed. Some whispered behind their hands. The tension in the hall was unbearable. The woman from the photograph stepped closer, her gaze fixed on Rita. She knows Rita. She knows everything. And now she has the power to unravel the carefully built life you've created. Rita's hands trembled. You'll regret this. You'll ruin everything. I took a step forward. No, I'll regret nothing. Not now. Not ever. Then, AJ's voice broke through the tension, low, firm. Rita, enough. Stop fighting. Stop pretending. We need honesty. All of us. This family, we've been living in lies too long. Rita's face twisted with anger and fear. And what? You think honesty will fix this? You think it can undo all the betrayals? I shook my head. It won't undo, but it will reveal. And once revealed, we can choose. Choose forgiveness. Choose truth. Or choose destruction. The woman from the photograph stepped closer. And the choice will be yours. Guests shifted uncomfortably. The wedding planners froze, unsure if they should intervene. The bride, my granddaughter Mira, stood trembling at the edge, tears in her eyes. Grandma, she whispered. What's happening? I knelt slightly, reaching for her hand. Mira, this isn't your fault. But you need to know the truth. Our family has secrets, hidden for too long. And now they're coming out. Rita's voice rose again, sharp and desperate. Mom, stop. You don't understand. This is my life, my family. I looked at her, voice calm but icy. No, Rita. It's everyone's life. And you can't own it with lies. Ajay took a deep breath, hands shaking. Mom, all of us together. We face this. Confront the betrayals, the secrets, everything. Rita's face went pale. I won't. Suddenly, the man at the door stepped forward, holding another folder. His presence silenced the room completely. This, he said, voice low but firm, is only the beginning. What you've seen, it's nothing. The real betrayals, the true secrets, are deeper than you can imagine. And if you think today is shocking, you're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. I felt my chest tighten. My hand shook. What do you mean? He opened the folder. Photographs spilled out. Documents. Names. Dates. Everything I had thought I knew false. Rita gasped. No, this can't be. AJ's face went pale. Mom, this is worse than we imagined. I swallowed hard, tears streaming down my face. I don't even know where to start. The woman from the photograph stepped closer, her eyes blazing. Start with the truth, the betrayal, the secrets, all of them. Rita's hand shook violently. No, I won't let you. I took a deep breath. You don't get to stop this. Not anymore. The betrayal ends tonight, one way or another. And just as I spoke, a loud crash echoed from the side door. Everyone turned. The sound of breaking glass, footsteps running, panic spreading through the hall. A voice shouted, urgent, terrified, Stop! Everyone! You don't understand what's at stake. I froze. My heart raced. My hand shook. And then a shadow appeared at the doorway. A figure tall, menacing, holding something in his hand. Something that would destroy everything we thought we knew. I felt my stomach drop. The confrontation had only just begun. The hall felt like it had frozen in time. Guests whispered nervously, unsure if they should stay or flee. The wedding decorations, meant to celebrate love, now felt like a cruel backdrop to a family unraveling. I clutched the folders in my hands, every document and photograph a dagger cutting through my illusions. The truth. I had thought I knew it, but I didn't. Not even close. The shadowed figure at the doorway finally stepped into the light. He was tall, broad-shouldered, with eyes that seemed to pierce straight through your soul. In his hand, a folder sealed with a crimson ribbon. My name is Rajiv, he said, voice low but commanding. And what you think you know about your family, it's only the beginning. Rita paled. Who are you? What do you want? Rajiv's gaze swept the room. I'm here to deliver the truth. The truths you've all avoided. The secrets hidden for decades. If you think tonight is chaotic, you're about to see the depths of deception in your own family. I felt my stomach twist. My hand shook. The depths of deception? What do you mean? Rajiv opened the folder slowly. He placed the first document on the table. My heart nearly stopped when I saw it. It was a birth certificate, but not AJ's. Another child's name. My name, my signature, but a date I didn't recognize. I gasped. No, this isn't not possible. Ajay leaned forward, voice shaking. Mom, what is it? I couldn't speak. My eyes darted to the woman from the photograph. Her face was calm, almost knowing. Do you see, she said quietly. This family has been built on hidden truths, lies carefully wrapped as protection. But protection is often just another name for betrayal. Rita's hand shook. No, I won't. I won't accept this. Mom, you're making this up. I wish I were, I whispered, voice trembling. I wish none of this were true. But every paper, every photo, it's real. Rajiv placed another photograph on the table. My breath caught. It was Ajay as a child, but not in the house I had raised him in. Not in the care of the woman who had been at the wedding. In a room I didn't recognize. Surrounded by strangers. I felt tears burn my eyes. My mind spun. This can't be my son, how? Rajiv's voice cut through my panic. You were deceived. Not intentionally, perhaps. But the circumstances, they were manipulated. You were told one story. The reality was far darker. Rita stepped closer, trembling. Manipulated? What are you talking about? Rajiv gestured to the folder. Every adoption, every transfer, every name change, it's all here. And the one who orchestrated it isn't who you think. I felt my heart skip. Not who I think. No, Rajiv said. The betrayal comes from within. Someone in this room. Someone you trusted. Someone you called family. Rita's eyes narrowed. Mom, you can't. This is insane. I shook my head, trying to steady my voice. Then tell me. Who? Who betrayed us? Who hit our child? Rajiv's eyes scanned the room, lingering on each person. And then he fixed his gaze on Ajay. Your father, he said quietly. Or, at least, the man you thought was your father. He kept secrets that have haunted this family for decades. I gasped. Ajay, no, it can't be not him. The woman from the photograph stepped closer, her voice calm but sharp. It is him, and he's not alone. Secrets weren't just hidden by him, they were covered up, protected by those who thought it was for your own good. But good sometimes has a price. Rita shook her head violently. Mom, you're lying. You're twisting this. Stop. I felt my hands tremble. No. Rita, listen. We have to face this. All of us. We can't hide anymore. The lies, the betrayals, they're bigger than any one of us. Rajiv opened another folder, revealing photographs of letters, hidden documents, and old hospital records. Each one a dagger through my heart. I picked one up, handshaking. It was a letter addressed to me, dated decades ago. I had never received it, never known it existed, and in it the truth. AJ's eyes widened as I read aloud, my voice trembling. She's gone. Your child is safe, but not with you. You will not see him. Not now. Not ever. Some truths are too dangerous to reveal. I gasped. No, they kept this from me. Rita's face turned white. This changes everything. Everything. You've been lying all along. You've been playing the victim. I shook my head, tears streaming. No, Rita, I didn't know. I was deceived, manipulated, left out. And now we see the truth. The hidden truths. AJ's hand shook violently. Mom, this is unbelievable. But I need to know everything. All of it. Who did this? Rajiv's gaze hardened. It wasn't just one person. It was a network of lies. Protected by family, by friends, by those who thought they were helping. But the betrayal, the hidden truths, they were kept from you. Until now. The room fell silent. Guests whispered nervously. Mira's eyes were wide with fear. My granddaughter, so young, caught in the storm of secrets she didn't deserve. I took a deep breath. We have to face it. All of it. The betrayal, the hidden truths, everything. No more pretending. No more hiding. Tonight we confront the past. Rita's hands shook violently. I won't. I won't let you destroy us. Not now. Not here. I looked at her, voice calm but fierce. You don't get to stop this. The hidden truths, the betrayals, they don't belong to you alone. They belong to all of us, and we face them tonight. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from the side door. Everyone turned. Glass shattered. Panic spread. A voice shouted, urgent, terrified, "Stop! You don't understand what's coming." The shadowed figure stepped into the hall. He held a small, locked box. My breath caught. My hands trembled. "This," he said, voice low and commanding, "is what will expose everything. The truth. The betrayals, the secrets, all of it. And once you see what's inside, nothing will ever be the same." I felt my heart drop. The hidden truths were about to be revealed. And I had a sinking feeling the worst was yet to come. The room was a storm of whispers, gasps, and raw tension. I could feel it in my bones. The air was heavy, thick with fear, anger, and disbelief. The wedding hall, meant for celebration, had become a battlefield. I clutched the folders and the photographs tightly, my hands trembling. My heart felt like it was being squeezed in a vice. Every revelation, every betrayal, every hidden truth, it was all collapsing around us. Rita's face was a mask of fury and panic. She paced back and forth, her heels clicking sharply on the marble floor. This is insane. Mom, you can't just... Stop, I shouted, my voice trembling but strong. The hall went silent instantly. No more lies. No more hiding. The chaos, it's here because of secrets you've kept, because of betrayals you refuse to admit. And now we face it. All of it. AJ's hands shook as he rubbed his face. Mom, I can't even. This is too much. I don't know what to feel. You should feel everything, I said, tears streaming. Shock, anger, fear, grief, all of it. That's what we've been living with without knowing. Rita's voice cut through sharply. You think you can make me feel guilty? After everything I've done? You're insane. The woman from the photograph stepped forward, calm but forceful. Guilt? Maybe. But the truth has no emotion. It's just facts. And tonight, the facts are breaking apart your perfect little world. I felt my stomach twist. Everything we had believed, the lives we thought were safe, all lies. A young cousin whispered behind his hand. This is like a movie. I can't believe this is real. Mira, my granddaughter, approached me hesitantly, tears streaming down her face. Grandma, what's happening? Why is everyone yelling? Why are they so angry? I knelt slightly, taking her small hands in mine. Darling, sometimes adults hide things to protect you. But those secrets, sometimes they hurt more than they help. Tonight, we're learning the truth. And it's not easy. Mira shook her head. I don't understand. I just wanted a happy wedding. I know, baby, I whispered, holding her close. I know. But sometimes life isn't fair. And sometimes the people we love most make the biggest mistakes. Rita slammed her hands on the table, causing photographs and papers to scatter. Enough. I will not let this destroy my family. This is my life. You can't just expose everything. I can, I said softly, voice fierce. And I will. Because hiding it, pretending it didn't happen, that's the real destruction. AJ's voice shook. Rita, Mom's right. We can't go back. We can't pretend anymore. Whatever we do, we have to face it. The woman from the photograph looked at him, her eyes calm but piercing. He doesn't understand yet. He doesn't understand how deep the betrayal runs and how dangerous some truths can be. I felt my chest tighten. Dangerous? How dangerous can a truth be? Rajiv, the man who had entered earlier, stepped forward. He held the small, locked box in his hands. His presence silenced the room. This box, he said slowly, deliberately, holds the ultimate revelation. What you've seen so far, it's only the surface. This will change everything you think you know about your family. Every lie, every betrayal, every hidden truth, it's all inside. Rita paled. No, you can't. Watch me, I said, my voice trembling but firm. We open it. Tonight. And we face everything. AJ's hands shook as he stepped closer. Mom, are you sure? Once it's open, nothing will ever be the same. I'm sure, I whispered. No more running. No more hiding. He nodded slowly. Together, we moved to the box. The room held its breath. Guests leaned in. Even Mira's father looked tense, his face pale. I lifted the lid. Inside, letters, diaries, photographs, medical documents, evidence of secrets hidden for decades. My stomach lurched as I realized the depth of deception. One diary, bound in worn leather, had AJ's name written inside. But the entries weren't his. They were from someone claiming to know his every move. Someone watching, protecting, manipulating. I felt my hands shake violently. This is how deep does it go? Rajiv's eyes narrowed. Deeper than you can imagine. Betrayals, lies, manipulations, all orchestrated carefully. And the people responsible are closer than you think. Rita's face twisted with panic. Mom, this is insane. You can't reveal this. I looked at her, voice icy. I already have, and I won't stop. Not until every truth is uncovered. AJ's voice trembled. Mom, I can't believe this. Our family, everything, it's falling apart. Yes, I said quietly, tears streaming down my face, because it's been built on lies. And now the truth is coming out. And it hurts. But it's real. Guests murmured nervously. Some gasped. Some turned pale. The room was heavy with tension, fear, and grief. Mira approached me again, trembling. Grandma, what are we going to do? I took a deep breath, holding her small hands. We survive. We face it. Together. Even if it hurts. Even if it destroys everything we thought we knew, we face it. Rita's hands shook violently. I won't. I can't. I won't let you. You don't get to stop this, I said, voice trembling but strong. The emotional turmoil, the lies, the betrayals, they belong to all of us. And we face them now. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from the side door. Everyone turned. Glass shattered. Panic spread. A voice shouted, urgent, terrified, "Stop! You don't understand what's coming." The shadowed figure stepped into the hall. He held something in his hand, a sealed envelope. This, he said, voice low and commanding, is the final piece. The truth, the lies, the betrayals, all of it. Once you see what's inside, nothing will ever be the same. I felt my stomach drop. The emotional turmoil was only the beginning, and I realized the real storm had just begun. The hall was electric. The air hummed with tension, like a storm about to break. Guests whispered nervously, some frozen in their seats, others edging toward the doors. The wedding celebration had been consumed by something darker. I held the sealed envelope Rajiv had brought. My hand shook violently. The weight of it felt like a physical burden, pressing down on my chest. Inside, the ultimate truths awaited. Every betrayal, every lie, every hidden secret of our family. Rita's eyes were wild with panic. Mom, don't even think about opening that. You can't. You'll destroy us all. I already started destroying, I said, voice trembling but firm. This family has been built on lies, and the time for hiding is over. AJ's face was pale, almost ghostly. Mom, we need to know. Whatever's in that envelope, we need to face it. All of it. The woman from the photograph stepped forward, calm, unyielding. The truths inside will shake your world. But sometimes the only way to survive betrayal is to face it. Rita's hands trembled violently. I will not let you. I ignored her. Slowly, deliberately, I broke the seal. The envelope felt heavier than any burden I had carried in my life. Inside, letters, photographs, documents, all meticulously organized. I picked up the first letter. My breath caught. It was in my handwriting, decades old, but the words weren't mine. He cannot know. He must be protected from the truth. One day he may forgive, but today he must remain in the dark. I gasped. This who wrote this? Rajiv stepped closer. You see, someone manipulated your family from the start, controlled the narrative, decided what you could know and what you couldn't. The betrayal runs deep. Rita's face twisted with anger. Mom, you're trying to turn them against me. Against us? No, I said, voice breaking. I'm trying to show them what's been happening all these years. The confessions, they can't be hidden anymore. Ajay stepped forward, trembling. Mom, just tell us. Tell us everything. I nodded, swallowing hard. It starts with your father, the man you thought was loyal, faithful, trustworthy. But he was part of the deception. He hid truths from all of us. And the woman, the one we saw at the wedding, she's been protecting him. Protecting us. In ways I never understood until now. Rita screamed, a high-pitched sound that echoed through the hall. No, you can't say that. I'm the only one who's been trying to protect this family. I shook my head. No, Rita. You've been protecting yourself, your perfect life, your image. And in doing so, you've betrayed us all. The woman from the photograph stepped closer. The confessions are not just hers. They're everyone's. The lies, the secrets, they're woven into the fabric of this family. And only by revealing them can the truth survive. I picked up a photograph. It was Ajay as a teenager, smiling, but behind him, a shadowy figure watched. Someone who should have been family, but wasn't. Who is this? Ajay whispered, voice shaking. That, Rajiv said quietly, is the first piece of the betrayal. Someone you trusted, someone you thought had your back, manipulated your life from the shadows. Rita's hands flew to her face. This is insane. You're lying. You're twisting everything. No, I said firmly. The letters, the photographs, the documents, they don't lie. They speak for themselves. And tonight we speak too. Confessions. Open, raw, unflinching. Guests leaned in. Some whispered. Some gasped. The air was thick with anticipation. Mira, trembling, approached me. Grandma, what does this mean? Are we in danger? I hugged her close. No, darling. Not danger, truth. Sometimes the truth feels like danger. But it's what we need. All of us. Ajay swallowed hard. Mom, I don't know what to say. I feel betrayed, but I want to understand. I want to know everything. I nodded, tears streaming. Then listen. Listen carefully. Every confession, every lie, every betrayal. You'll understand why our family has been like this. I read aloud from the letters, each confession more shocking than the last. Old family disputes, hidden affairs, secret alliances. Betrayals that reached decades back, some by people we loved, some by strangers we trusted. Rita's voice rose, shrill and frantic. Mom, stop. You can't. You're destroying everything. I'm not destroying, I said firmly. I'm revealing. And you've been hiding, protecting yourself while the rest of us suffered. And now the confessions, they belong to all of us. Ajay shook his head, tears in his eyes. Mom, this is too much. But I need it. I need to know the truth, even if it hurts. Rita's hand shook violently. I won't let this happen. You can't stop it, I said. The confessions, the conflicts, they exist whether you like it or not. Tonight, they're coming to light. And we survive them together or we break apart. Rajiv stepped forward, holding the envelope open. There's one last piece. The ultimate confession. The one that will determine the rest of your family's future. And once it's revealed, nothing will ever be the same. I felt my chest tighten. The room went silent. Guests leaned in. The tension was unbearable. I reached into the envelope. My hand shook violently. Inside, a small, folded note. I opened it. My eyes widened. My breath caught. It was a confession written by someone we all trusted implicitly. Someone whose betrayal cut deeper than any wound, deeper than any lie we had uncovered. I read aloud, voice trembling. I lied. I deceived. I protected myself while destroying those I claimed to love. If you are reading this, the truth is too late to hide. And I am sorry, but the consequences are yours to face. Rita gasped, hands flying to her mouth. No, it can't be. I not. AJ's face was pale, shock etched into every line. Mom, who wrote it? I swallowed hard, tears streaming. It's someone we all trusted. Someone who betrayed us all. And now we see it. And we feel it. And we live it. Mira trembled beside me. Grandma, will we survive this? I hugged her tightly. We will. But only if we face it. All of it. Together. every confession, every conflict until the truth finally sets us free. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from the doorway. Glass shattered. Panic rippled through the room. A figure stepped forward, shadowed, holding something in their hand. Something that would shatter the fragile balance of the confessions and conflicts we had just endured. I felt my stomach drop. My hand shook. The confessions, the conflicts, were only the beginning. The hall was heavy with silence. The confessions had landed like thunder, shaking the foundations of everything we believed. Guests whispered nervously. Some had tears streaming. Others clutched hands, frozen in shock. The wedding decorations, the flowers, the ribbons, the lights, felt surreal against the storm of emotions engulfing the room. I stood in the center, holding the last envelope, my hands trembling. My chest ached with the weight of all the betrayals and confessions. My heart pounded like a drum, threatening to burst through my ribcage. Ajay stepped forward, voice soft but firm. Mom, we need to try. We can't let the betrayals completely destroy us. Maybe there's a way to find some resolution. Rita's face was pale, tight with anger and fear. She shook her head violently. Resolution? After everything? After the lies, the manipulations, the betrayals? You're insane if you think we can just forgive. I'm not saying forgiveness will be easy, I said, voice trembling but steady. I'm saying we need to try. We need to face what's happened together. Otherwise, the secrets, the conflicts, they will consume us. The woman from the photograph stepped closer. Trying is the first step. But beware, some truths cannot be reconciled. Some betrayals leave scars that never heal. Tonight, we attempt resolution, but the cost may be higher than anyone realizes. I nodded. We'll face it anyway. We have to. Ajay took a deep breath. Mom, Rita, all of us, let's start. Let's lay everything on the table. Confess our actions, our intentions, our mistakes. Maybe, just maybe we can survive this. Rita's eyes flared. I don't want to. I can't. I've done nothing wrong. I felt my chest tighten. You've hidden, Rita. You've protected your image, manipulated truths, and in doing so, betrayed the rest of us. Facing that is hard, but necessary. She screamed. You're lying. You're twisting this. Everyone is against me. Ajay grabbed her hands, voice urgent. Rita, stop. Please. Mom's right. We can't go on like this. We need to try. Just try. Rita shook violently, but her hands remained in his. I don't know if I can. I stepped closer. None of us know if we can. But tonight we try. For the sake of this family. For the sake of Mira. For all of us. Mira clung to my leg, tears rolling down her cheeks. Grandma, please, can we be okay? I knelt and held her close. We will try, baby. We will try. Rajiv stepped forward, holding the envelope open. There's more here. Evidence of lies, hidden actions, even those meant to protect, but which caused pain instead. Confront them, confess, and maybe, just maybe, find some measure of resolution. I picked up a photograph. It was of my late husband, standing with someone we had all trusted implicitly. But behind the smiles, a hidden document tucked under the table. Proof of betrayal. I swallowed hard. This is the last piece. Everything, it's all here. We face it now. AJ's hand shook. Mom, go ahead. Let's see it. I unfolded the document. My eyes widened. It was a confession, not from anyone alive, but from someone whose decisions had set this chain of betrayal in motion. Someone whose choices had shaped our lives for decades. Rita shrieked. No, this changes nothing. You can't. I looked at her, voice calm but resolute. I can. I will. And we will all see it. The consequences, the resolutions, they belong to all of us. AJ's face paled. Mom, I see it now. I feel it. The betrayal, the lies, the confessions, everything. But now we have to make choices. I nodded. Yes, choices. We can fight. We can leave. Or we can try to survive this together. Rita's face twisted. I can't. I won't. Before she could continue, A sudden sound shattered the tension. A heavy crash from the side door. Glass shattered. The shadowed figure from before stepped into the hall, holding a small, mysterious device. "Well, what is that?" Ajay whispered, voice shaking. The figure's eyes gleamed. "This," he said, voice low and commanding, "will determine if this family survives or is destroyed entirely. The resolution you attempt will be tested, and the consequences will be irreversible." My chest tightened. My hands trembled violently. What do we do?" Raji's voice was calm, sharp. "You face it. Together. Every confession, every conflict, every secret, you face it. Or the consequences will decide for you." Rita's hands flew to her face. I can't." I grabbed her shoulders. "Yes, you can. All of us can. We try. Tonight, we either survive or we fall apart. The choice is ours." Ajay nodded slowly, his face pale but determined. "Mom, Grandma, Mira, let's do this. Let's face it. Whatever comes together." Mira's small voice trembled. "Together?" "Yes, baby," I whispered. "Together." And just as the words left my mouth, the device in the shadowed figure's hands activated. A low hum filled the hall. Lights flickered. The temperature dropped. And an image, a projection, appeared in the center of the room. I gasped. My heart stopped. My hand shook. It was a video from decades ago. Hidden. Forgotten. And it showed everything. Every lie. Every betrayal. Every hidden truth. The past exposing the present. Rita screamed, staggering back. No, this can't be real." AJ's face was pale, eyes wide with horror. "Mom, it's too much." I felt my chest tighten. Tears streamed down my face. The resolution attempts it's not enough. We must face the truth. Every single piece. And survive or be destroyed. Guests gasped. Some fainted. The hall trembled with the weight of revelation. Mira clung to me, small hand shaking. "Grandma, what happens now?" I hugged her tightly, whispering through my tears. "Now we survive. Somehow. We face it. Together. And pray that the family we save is the one worth saving." And in that moment, I realized the shocking truth. The resolution we attempted was only the beginning. The final chapter was yet to come. The hall was deathly silent. Even the air seemed to hold its breath. The video projection flickered in the center, casting a pale, haunting glow over everyone's faces. Every eye was glued to it, every heart pounding with terror, anticipation, and disbelief. I could feel my own heartbeat echoing in my ears. My hands were clammy, my legs weak. All the confessions, the hidden truths, the betrayals, they had led to this. The moment of reckoning. Ajay stood beside me, his face pale, jaw tight. "Mom, Grandma, whatever happens, we face it together." I nodded, tears streaming down my face. Together, no matter what. Rita's hands flew to her face, her voice trembling, shrill with panic. No, this can't be happening. You're all insane." The shadowed figure at the doorway, still holding the mysterious device, pressed a button. The video sharpened. Faces, events, documents all flashed before us. And then the impossible. It was my husband, dead for decades, but the video showed him alive. Secret meetings, hidden documents, smiling with people we had trusted, orchestrating events, keeping secrets, manipulating our lives. I gasped, stumbling backward. No, it can't be not him. AJ's hand shook violently. "Mom, that's impossible. He was gone dead." Rita screamed, shrieking in disbelief and rage. No, you're lying. This is a setup. I won't let this." The woman from the photograph stepped forward, voice cold and precise. "It's real, Rita. And the betrayal doesn't end there. The decisions, the lies, they were all part of a plan. One you were unaware of, but that controlled your life from the shadows." I felt my chest tighten. My breath came in short, sharp bursts. Why would anyone do this? Raji's voice cut through, low and commanding. Power, protection, revenge, love, hatred, all intertwined. Your family has been a chessboard, and you the pawns. Until now. Mira clung to my leg, small hands trembling. Grandma, I, I don't understand. I know, baby, I whispered, holding her close. None of us do fully, but soon we will. The video shifted. Names, places, meetings, secrets we never imagined, hidden bank accounts, transfers, alliances, betrayals, some cruel, some necessary, some unforgivable. And then the most shocking revelation. Rita's face went pale, lips trembling. No, it can't be not me. The video showed her. Yes, Rita. Hidden meetings, manipulations, decisions made behind closed doors, lies she had told to protect herself, or perhaps to control everything. I felt my knees buckle. Tears streamed down my face. Rita, all of it you. I had to, she screamed, voice cracking. I had to protect us, protect everything, my life, our family. Ajay stepped forward, voice trembling. Rita, you betrayed us. All of us. Every choice, every secret you lied. She screamed, shoving him back. You don't understand. None of you do. The shadowed figure pressed another button. The video revealed yet another layer. Someone else. Someone I had trusted implicitly. Someone close. Someone who had manipulated events behind the scenes. I gasped. No, it can't be not them. Yes, Rajiv said, calm but firm. It is. And this is just the beginning. The betrayals, the secrets, the manipulations, they go deeper than you think. Deeper than any of you imagined. Mira whispered, trembling. Grandma, what will happen now? I hugged her tightly. We survive, baby. Somehow we survive. But nothing will ever be the same. AJ's hands shook violently. Mom, Grandma, we need a plan. We can't just, we have to. Suddenly, a loud explosion rocked the hall. The lights flickered. Glass shattered. Guests screamed. Chaos erupted. I stumbled, clutching Mira. What now? Rajiv's face was grave. The final betrayal, the one that will change everything, is coming. And no one in this room, not even you, will be ready for it. Rita screamed, collapsing to the floor. No, I won't let this happen. I. But before she could finish, the device projected a final message. Words flashing across the hall. The family you know is gone. The truth has been rewritten. And the next move will decide who survives. I felt a chill run down my spine. My hand shook violently. The room was a whirlwind of fear, chaos, and disbelief. And then the shadowed figure stepped forward. His voice low, menacing, yet strangely familiar. Tonight you have seen betrayals, confessions, lies, and secrets. But the real game, the final revelation, has not yet been unveiled. And when it is, nothing, no one will ever be the same. I held Mira close, heart pounding. We have to survive. Somehow. Whatever comes next, we survive. AJ's eyes were wide with fear and determination. Mom, Grandma, no matter what, we face it. Together. And in that moment, I realized the shocking end was not the end at all. It was the setup. The storm was far from over. The final betrayal, the ultimate secret, awaited.